what they were doing. They knew that this wasn't a dangerous virus. It was all about getting the vaccine into you and reducing the population. And that's the reality of why COVID was introduced. Nobody has ever isolated the coronavirus. It's never been isolated. If you can't isolate a virus, you cannot name it. Because you don't know what properties is in it. But we know what properties are in the vaccines. And the vaccine's done the greatest damage from COVID. Nobody really died of COVID. People died of midazolam when they were put put the mask on and put the oxygen in with midazolam. That's what killed people. They cleared out the old folks' homes, and now we know why. They wanted to turn them into migrant centres, plantation centres. And you see it all over the country, moving old people out where they're comfortable, where they're paying a lot of money to be, killing them off, and then changing the use of the premises for migrants, economic migrants. You know, fake refugees, not the genuine refugees who come here as families. If I see a family coming from a war-torn country, I'd welcome them. You're more than welcome. When I see nothing but single men, I think, is this an army? And who are they going to be fighting? Is it going to be us? Work that out for yourselves. I kind of already know the answer. But I would invite anyone that's listening here that has issues in their own, just in their own lives, more than welcome, come up and talk.
There's no war-torn countries. Where's the war-torn countries?
I was just asked a question there by a lady. She said, when the Irish went all over the world, was this a war-torn country? No, this was a country that was getting starved by the British imperialist empire. That's what it was. We were producing food, but it went on ships to Britain to feed the wealthy, while the Irish people starved. And if the Irish people got to any country, you can't travel to Australia unless you can show you've got 10 to 20,000 in your account. You can't travel to America without the proper paperwork. But here, you can jump on a plane with a passport heading for Ireland and you get off the plane without it. Nobody's asking any questions. Anybody landing in Dublin without documents, they should be left on the plane, not allowed to disembark and brought back to their port of origin. Whether it be France, Italy, or all the other safe European countries that they're travelling through to get here. I'm sick of looking at people worried about their accommodation in this town. And that they're worried. They're worried, can they afford their accommodation? Is their accommodation secure? Is it fit for purpose? And a lot of the time it's not. It's not. And they moved Irish homeless in Dublin the other day. Moved them out of their tents, took their tents, binned them, and within an hour those tents were replaced by migrants in tents, and the Gardaí had no issue with that. But they had an issue with the Irish homeless staying in tents. Why? If it's not a great replacement, I don't know what's going on. But what I do know is managed migration is what we like. We don't want open borders. Open borders is dangerous. You don't know who you're bringing in. They're not checked through Interpol. They're checked through some other site which does not give if it only tells you what other countries they applied for asylum in. And that's the problem. They're coming from safe countries to Ireland because the social welfare system here was better than any other country. But now you'll see a load of Ukrainians heading home because they're going to get their money reduced. And it's no good to them, but they weren't means tested. My father worked for 50 years paying tax. 50 years he worked paying tax. He retired at 67. He had to wait till he was 70 years of age to get a medical card. And that's how the Irish government treats the Irish people, the taxpayers. That's how they treat us. The more you work and the more you pay, the less you're thought of. And that's the reality of it. It's all right to have stuff for free. Wouldn't we all love stuff for free? But not to the detriment of the custodians, the people who have lived here for generation upon generation. And you're the real people of Drogheda. the people his great-grandmother was here, and her great-grandmother as well. You're the custodians of Drogheda. You're not strangers. You're not just transients. You live here, you've Drogheda blood through your veins. And that's what it is all about, looking after our own. None of us are politicians. None of us are politicians. I used